The Little Squirrel's Adventure. Chapter 1: Friends in the Forest. In a vast forest, there lived a little squirrel named Chibi. Chibi had soft, fluffy brown fur and sparkling black eyes. Every day, Chibi loved to hop around the trees and explore the forest. One sunny day, Chibi gathered under a big oak tree to play with friends. Chibi's friends were Fuku the owl, Payanta the rabbit, and Karen the frog. Fuku was wise and knowledgeable, Payanta was very fast and full of energy, and Karen was good at singing fun songs. "What should we play today?" Chibi asked. "Let's play hide and seek," Payanta suggested. Everyone agreed enthusiastically. The forest was the perfect place for hide and seek. There were many hiding spots, such as behind trees, in bushes, and under piles of fallen leaves. Fuku began counting, and everyone went to find their hiding places. Chibi hid at the base of a big tree. She thought it would be hard to find her there. When Fuku finished counting, she started flying around looking for everyone. Fuku could see from high up, so she quickly found her friends one by one. "Found you." Fuku spotted Chibi. Chibi jumped out, laughing. "Great job finding me, Fuku." When everyone gathered, it was Karen's turn to count. While Karen counted slowly, everyone found new hiding places. The game was repeated several times, filling the forest with laughter. When they were tired of playing, they took a break under the big oak tree. They enjoyed chatting while eating lunch. "There are so many fun things in this forest," Payanta said. "Yeah, every day feels like an adventure," Chibi replied. Fuku said, "There are still many things we don't know about in the forest. For example, there are glowing insects at night and places where special flowers bloom." "That's amazing. I want to go see them someday," Karen said with sparkling eyes. That evening, as Chibi was heading home, she stopped and thought about Fuku's words, wondering about the secrets of the forest yet to be discovered. Chibi decided to explore the forest more and make new discoveries. That night, as Chibi lay in bed, she reflected on the fun memories of the day and slowly closed her eyes. Expecting another wonderful day tomorrow, Chibi embarked on a new adventure in her dreams. Thus ended Chibi's fun-filled day, and the forest welcomed a quiet night. But in Chibi's heart, the anticipation for the next adventure and the curiosity about the unseen world burned brightly. This was just the beginning of Chibi and her forest friends' adventures. Chapter 2: The Mysterious Seed. The next morning, Chibi woke up early. The forest was shining in the morning light, and the birds were chirping happily. Chibi stretched and felt the start of a new adventure. She was excited to see what she would find today. After finishing breakfast, Chibi began her usual exploration of the forest. Passing by her favorite oak tree and walking along the river path, she noticed something shiny on the ground. "What's that?" Chibi approached the shiny object. There lay a small seed. It was different from other seeds, sparkling like a jewel. Chibi picked it up and examined it closely. "This must be a special seed. I'll show it to my friends." Chibi thought and hurried to Fuku, Hyanta, and Karen. Gathered under the big oak tree, Chibi's friends were fascinated by the seed. "I've never seen a seed like this," Hyanta said. Fuku looked at the seed carefully and said, "I think this is a special seed. Maybe something wonderful will happen. Shall we plant it?" Karen asked. Everyone agreed. They decided to plant the special seed. They worked together to find a suitable spot. Fuku found a good place, Hyanta dug a hole, and Karen softened the soil. "Let's plant it here," Chibi said. They carefully buried the seed in the soil and gave it plenty of water. Every day, they took turns watching over the seed and watering it. They were excited to see what kind of plant would grow. As days passed, a small sprout emerged from the seed. The friends were overjoyed and continued to watch its growth. The sprout grew bigger and eventually became a fine sapling. "I wonder what kind of tree it will become," Hyanta said. "Really? Every day, I look forward to it," Chibi replied. While watching the sapling grow, they shared their dreams and hopes. Chibi felt that this special tree would become a symbol of their friendship. As they took care of the tree every day, they grew more and more attached to it. They enjoyed their daily lives, eagerly anticipating what the tree would become. Through this special seed, Chibi and her friends experienced new discoveries and growth. Their friendship deepened along with the tree. Chapter 3: The Big Decision. One day, when Chibi and her friends woke up, they noticed the sapling had grown remarkably. It spread its large leaves and stretched straight up toward the sky, impressing Chibi. "This tree surely has some special power," Fuku said. "Yeah, let's keep watching how it grows," Chibi replied excitedly. That day, Chibi and her friends spent their time around the tree. Fuku climbed up to observe the leaves, Hyanta dug around the roots to check their strength, and Karen sang songs to encourage the tree's growth. "It's fun just imagining how this tree will turn out," Karen said. "Yes, but for the tree to grow bigger, it will need more water and nutrients," Fuku replied. Chibi and her friends worked together to take care of the tree. They walked around the forest, fetched water from the river, and collected fallen leaves for fertilizer. Every day was busy but fulfilling. One day, as they were resting under the tree, a strong wind suddenly blew. The tree swayed and made a loud noise. Chibi and her friends stood up in surprise and tried to support the tree to prevent it from falling. "We need to support it more firmly," Hyanta shouted. Everyone combined their strength to keep the tree standing. When the wind stopped, the tree was still standing, but Chibi realized they needed to make a big decision to protect it. They needed to build a stronger support for the tree. "What should we do?" Chibi asked everyone. "Let's build a sturdier support. We need everyone's cooperation," Fuku said. "That's right. Let's ask the other forest friends for help," Karen suggested. Chibi and her friends agreed and sought help from their forest friends. Many animals lived in the forest, and they all gladly offered their assistance. Beavers cut down trees to make supports, birds gathered branches to reinforce them, squirrels helped attach the supports from high places, and rabbits dug the ground to solidify the soil. Now we can feel secure, Payanta said. Really? When we combine our efforts, we can do anything, Chibi replied. Chibi and her friends were grateful for the support from their forest friends as they watched over the tree's growth. They felt that this tree symbolized the strengthening bond among their forest friends. Chapter 4: The Secret of the Seed. One morning, when Chibi and her friends went to see the seed, they found a large tree with many beautiful flowers blooming on it, like magic. They were filled with surprise and joy. This is amazing. I can't believe such a magnificent tree grew, Payanta exclaimed. Really? I want to know more about the secrets of this tree, Fuku said. Do these flowers have some special power? Karen wondered. Chibi and her friends closely observed the flowers. Each petal sparkled like a jewel. The light from the flowers became even more beautiful when sunlight hit them, brightening the surroundings. This light is special. Maybe it glows at night too, Fuku said. That night, Chibi and her friends gathered under the tree again. As the moon rose and the stars began to shine, the flowers on the tree started to glow again. Like lanterns in the night, they illuminated the forest enchantingly. Wow! This tree is truly magical, Payanta exclaimed. Maybe this tree's light protects all the creatures in the forest, Fuku said. Chibi and her friends nodded in agreement. They were convinced that this tree had a special power. They felt it was their mission to cherish and protect this tree. From the next day, Chibi and her friends devoted even more effort to caring for the tree. They kept the area around it clean, provided the necessary water and fertilizer, and thought about how to share the tree's light with other plants and animals in the forest. If we use this tree's light, we can have more safe places at night, Karen said. That's right. Not just for us, but for all the forest friends to live safely, Chibi replied. Thus, Chibi and her friends decided to start a new adventure using the tree's light. The light from this tree changed their lives and deepened their bond with the forest friends. Chapter 5: A New Beginning. Under the big tree, Chibi made new friends, and the tree became a special place for all the forest friends. Through this adventure, Chibi learned important lessons. And in her heart, the anticipation for the next adventure grew. Thanks to this tree, the forest is much brighter now, Payanta said. Really? We have more safe places even at night, Fuku replied. Let's continue to cherish this tree and spend more time with our friends, Karen said. Chibi nodded in agreement. The light from this tree was a symbol of their bond, illuminating their adventures and happiness. Chibi and her friends decided to continue exploring the forest and helping more friends, to create even more light. Under the big tree, Chibi and her friends set out on a new adventure with smiles. Through this special tree, they deepened their bonds and found the joy of creating light together. The story of Chibi and her friends is not yet over. As long as the light of this tree continues to shine, their adventures and happy days will never end. And in the forest, new adventures await Chibi and her friends. With curiosity and courage in their hearts, they set out to explore the unknown world and make wonderful discoveries. This is just the beginning of their adventures. The little squirrel Chibi and her friends will continue to chase their dreams, sharing smiles with the forest and embarking on endless adventures.